time to get started. Okay, we will call this meeting to order at 6:01, I believe it is. All right, so we will stand and do the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, Heather, would you like to do the roll call?
Sure. Trustee Myers,
Here.
Treasurer Jarvis,
Here.
Supervisor Luttrell,
Here.
Clerk Delamata here, Trustee Beamy.
Present. Beamy's here.
Beamy, thank you, Beeman.
Okay, looks like everybody made it. Okay, so now we're making approval of the 25-26 budget.
First, we're gonna approve the agenda.
You're right, I missed that. Let's ask for an approval for
Make a
of
motion
the
to
agenda.
approve the agenda as written.
Second?
Approval, approved. Oh yeah, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
We passed.
So, I will make a motion that we open the public budget hearing for the 2025-26 budget.
I'll second that motion.
Okay.
We don't have anything we need to discuss.
Nope, so this is for the public, so if anyone has any comments on the budget, hopefully you picked up back there on the table.
This is you guys' chance.
Yep.
You don't have to do it all at once either. I'm guessing that's nobody.
So while they're looking, I wanted to make a comment that we've had multiple meetings that we discussed the budget.
Mhm.
And I've mentioned multiple times, that's one of my favorite things to do. We go through everything line by line by line and discuss where we think we were, where we're moving to. And Heather is on top of all those numbers. I can't keep up with the numbers, but I can sometimes say, hey, this is this much, and she gives me a smile and knows that I read what she had actually written down. It's an opportunity for me as a trustee and Gary and all of us to look at the operations of what's going on in our township and where the monies are going. And some of them you get some sticker shock, right? It's just what it is. So this committee spent a lot of time grinding this out, trying our best to forecast out, not to try to overcast. So I just want to tell everybody on the board, it was a lot of work, and thank you for all your hard work.
Yes, it was interesting.
Mhm.
All right, once again, any comments that's needed? Okay, well then I will make a motion to close the,
I think Nancy has a question.
I noticed how much it cost our township for the fire operations. That's a lot of money.
It is, so we do have a millage, our fire operating millage that is on the winter taxes. Yep. Yep, yeah, it's
Years
just,
ago, it was like a third of this.
yeah, well, no,
No?
it did go up at 2% last year, and now the newest contract is it goes up 2% every year. And that's with Dalton.
98 when I was clerk.
Pardon?
When I started as clerk, it was in the 90s.
Altogether.
Yeah, but
Okay,
that's when
that
we were
was-
paying like 34, 35,000.
Right, and now it's
And
over,
over the years,
just
I mean,
over
that was
50.
15 years ago, so
Yep, yep.
it's not outrageous.
Right, yep. Yep, this was Muskegon Charter, Dalton, and Holton, and they're all the same price. And
Well, I'm glad we have it.
Yeah.
I'm not complaining. It's
Right.
just I was sticker shock.
Yeah, yeah.
But then I hear other township like Eggleston, they have this big to-do about how much to pay their fire chief, and we definitely don't have to worry about that.
Right, and the equipment is very expensive,
It'd be a
so,
lot more money if we had our own fire truck and
Oh.
firefighters and stuff. That would be a big undertaking.
yeah, yeah.
Not to mention the expense.
Yeah, and a lot of extra
Trucks
township
alone.
The
responsibility
equipment is
too, as far as maintaining that program.
Right.
I have one question.
Sure.
Sure.
And it might be just because it's been a couple years since I did it. but
Yeah.
Under the very first part where you got salaries,
Mm-hmm.
is the clerical salaries like for bringing somebody in? For
Yeah.
extra help in that? Okay.
Yep, yep.
That's what I thought, I just wanted
Yeah,
to
we just
clarify
budgeted, I think it was $5,000.
Yeah.
That's like if we need some extra help, we can have somebody come in temporarily
that.
to,
Right.
yep.
Yep.
Under your appropriations for professional fees, you got a pretty good jump there. What does that usually cover?
Attorney fees is kind of the bulk of that.
Okay.
And so, this year was 27,000. We had budgeted 40 last year. We're budgeting 40 again this year because sometimes you just really don't
You
know.
don't know?
Yeah, if you had a crystal ball, that would be nice, but
Okay. Just curious.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
unexpected slip and fall or whatever.
Heather, with the refuge collection,
Uh-huh.
does the township come out even, or do we make money on our garbage?
Oh, that's, well,
I know, I have a lot of questions.
that's
Nope,
okay.
you're fine, that's what this is for,
That's what
Nancy.
this
That's
for.
okay, yeah.
Absolutely.
No, our fees for the transfer station don't cover the cost. They never have. It's kind of it helps, but it's a courtesy to the residents.
Yeah.
So,
Does it cover any recycling?
so the recycling so far has paid for itself. The fees for the recycling has covered the hauls. It's about, just like
Yeah,
breaks
there's
even, you know, but that's okay, yeah, so. And, we're anticipating, possibly spending more on recycling this year and bringing more fees in because, Holton was invited, the Holton residents are invited to use it also, so. Yep. I know it's a lot to look over.
One more question.
Sure.
Cemetery, why 5,000?
Does somebody else wanna explain the plan
Go
there?
ahead, Chuck. Go ahead.
Okay.
Well, that's a cemetery, of course, we've always taken care of it.
Right.
And we're trying to cut costs here or over there, as far as, at first, there was a plan to buy a trailer and stuff so that we could haul the mower back and forth.
Okay.
And right now, our projected plan, it's still, we gotta get numbers, is what we would like to do is take that shed, move the shed over there, buy a $500 mower, leave it right over there, so we have no transportation, no
Good idea.
hauling back and forth. They can put the rakes and shovels. Yeah, it'd be a one-time small expense, but then it's
Pay for
done.
itself.
Less liability.
Okay,
so
but
people
why-
have
And
things
we're not
around.
worried about,
5,000 for all that?
that's only because we don't have no idea how. 'cause
Oh, okay, so
we-
you
we-
just budgeted high.
Well, of course, we're in Cedar Creek, so we got guys that are going, we can move that shed. We're like, we probably can, don't get me wrong. But we'd much rather have somebody with a liability clause
I agree.
to get it over there and say, that way if it falls off halfway, it ain't our problem, you know?
Okay. Makes sense. Thank
So, we did that because we just really, we don't know what kind of numbers. We're hoping that we don't even spend half that,
you.
but
Yeah, I understand that.
we're trying to keep ourselves.
I was just
protected.
kind of sticker shocked when I saw that.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, because before, Tom always took care of
I
it.
know, yeah.
And, he just took his own stuff down there, so yeah, the cost was really quite
Well, they were
minimal.
very generous.
And,
And we have labor built into that.
yeah, well,
To keep
we're
it
gonna,
separated, right?
we're gonna have,
Yeah, there's a line for
uh,
salary.
the probably the summer helper kid and the crew, maintenance crew guy, they'll, every 2
Go over
weeks,
there and
probably
do
go
it.
over there and put in 4 or 5 hours, so we've separated some of that for the salary and stuff too.
Okay.
So that we can charge for that and then charge for over here.
Nancy, do you still do the flowers?
Yes, they allowed.
And I said,
Okay, so we're still doing the flowers.
yeah, we gave you money for flowers.
Good, okay, that was good. Made perfect sense, thank you.
Anybody else? Going once? All right, now we will make a motion to close the hearing.
I'll make a motion to close the
Second.
public budget hearing.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion approved. Okay, now we'll move on to opening the actual today's meeting.
I'll move to open our regular March 11th board meeting.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
There we go. Okay, we will start with the approval of the February 11th minutes. Oh, and the March 4th
I was
special
just gonna
meeting.
say, yeah.
I'll move to approve the February 11th and March 4th meeting minutes, with one correction on the March 4th minutes. It should read, in the 2025-26 budget work session, it should read that, the budget will be approved at the March 11th board meeting, not the annual meeting, because we don't hold annual meetings. That's okay.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Approved. Okay, now, let's see, motion for, let's see, the treasurer's report.
Our February 1st, 2025 beginning general fund balance was $954,821.49. Revenues totaled $174,819.80. Expenditures totaled $43,158.90, leaving an ending balance of $1,086,482.39. And we do have one budget amendment to make. We did a really good job on the budget last year, and we were good on everything. Just one line item in the zoning board contracted services, the cost for the Municode. I want to say software, but I know it's not software, but it's for
Yeah.
all of our ordinances. It was just a little higher than what we budgeted, so we are short about $200. So I just need an amendment to move $200 from contingency to zoning board contracted services.
I'll make that motion.
Okay?
I'll second it.
Alright.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion approved.
Okay.
Alrighty. Disbursements?
Nothing out of the norm. Yeah, nothing out of the normal. We just have our regular bills. I'm waiting for our insurance renewal, as we discussed, in our budget meetings, but that should be here hopefully soon. Start getting on them a little bit harder about that, but everything, all regular bills.
Okay. I'll move to pay all the regular bills for the month of March.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Where's that damn correspondence?
That's just, if anyone has received any letters or anything that, needs to be shared. I have nothing.
I don't think I've learned anything new yet. Okay, public comments on the agenda items? Open comments? Guess that's a no. Okay, we'll move on to new business. We ask a motion to approve the 2025-2026 budget.
I'll make that motion.
I'll support.
Okay, that will be Heather. We need a roll call vote.
Okay. Trustee Myers,
Yes.
Treasurer Jarvis,
Yes.
I'm last.
Trustee Beeman,
Yes.
Clerk Delamata, yes. Supervisor Latrell.
Yes. Okay, now I'll ask for a motion to appoint Cheryl Sloan to the position of inspections clerk.
I'll gladly make that motion.
Support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Now, new motion to approve the pension for Cheryl,
I'll make that
or
motion.
the inspection clerk position.
Yes.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
So that's gonna be a roll call vote.
Okay, Trustee Beeman,
Yes.
Trustee Myers,
Yes.
Treasurer Jarvis.
Yes.
Clerk Delamata, yes. Supervisor Latrell.
Very yes. Okay, that's approved. Now we're at, let's see, approve the 2025-2026 regular board meeting schedule.
I don't think it's in our packet.
It's not.
I was gonna say, I don't know.
Looking for it
Yeah.
too, and I didn't see it, but I thought, well, maybe I missed it.
Let me.
We killed a lot of trees this week.
Well, I had all of the copies of the budget printed and then realized I had 2 numbers that I had to change. So I killed a tree myself today. Yeah. We do recycle, so.
Yes, we do. Alright, so there's that. So we will let her get that copy.
Can't believe I missed that.
I
It was in my packet. You
Gonna
sent
say
me
we
the digital,
all.
my digital package.
think so, but like I said,
It's been a crazy few weeks. We've had computer issues and
oh yeah, that, we needed that when it happened.
mhm.
Well, I guess while we're waiting, how's everybody loving this weather, huh?
It's better in Jamaica.
Yeah, oh, yeah. And probably in Nashville too, right?
Not really.
Really?
Nashville wasn't that warm.
Oh,
It wasn't bad when we left yesterday, of course.
yeah.
Geez, you think I'd take a little longer? Here's a couple copies back here if you guys need them. Yes, no problem.
I know, we're blaming it on the baby.
That's it.
Thank you.
That's all it is.
I don't know.
Everything's good for you.
Oh, look at that.
Cindy doesn't need that. Cindy doesn't need one.
I'll make a motion that we approve the board meeting schedule.
I'll support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion approved. Get that back in the file.
November one's gonna be tough with the police and postal days. That November
Okay,
one's gonna be,
make,
right?
ask for a motion to approve the contract for the girls' youth softball league to use our fields again. This has been kind of we've been doing this for a lot of years, so, and it gets a ton. You give it a couple more weeks and them fields will be full for about 3 months. It's actually quite, I don't know, what do
It's
you wanna call
nice.
it? Nice to
See
watch
activity,
It is,
yeah.
yeah.
all the activity out there. I mean,
There's a lot of people that go to
yes,
those
there's a lot of
games.
people coming.
And yep,
And on a side note, that first warm day we had, what was it, Saturday I think it was? We didn't even hardly get that little temporary fence opened up, and we had about 5 cars pulling in going, can we play on the playground yet? We're like, we have a good time.
Wonderful.
So I'm loving to see that. I mean, this looks like they're ready to start using this park again, and we'll be getting out there. We'll be getting pickleball nets up and all that stuff, so the park, now that the weather's broke, it's all gonna come back together.
Hopefully.
yeah. Well, I will make a motion that we approve, Holton Youth Softball to use our fields for their spring season.
I'll second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
It's approved. Okay, recurring business, old business, however we wanna call it. Just FYI information, tomorrow, March 12th, and Thursday, March 13th, will be the board of review, here from 1:30 to 7:30, both days. That's discussion on taxes or whatever, and it's by appointment. And you just set up the,
Anybody can walk in. But we ask for
we
a.
asked for an appointment, but if you walk in,
Right.
you can be,
Yeah.
have your time. So that's just more or less an FYI, and it's posted out there on the board too, so. The next one is the discussion of the new riding mower that we've been kinda talking about for quite a while. Just to upgrade, to maintain this park, to keep it looking sharp and clean. So with that, I'm passing her to Brian.
So, I'll start out with that park is amazing and all the people that's worked on it for the public. I've said it before that, a lot of people that I work with at Rank America, big company, I've told them about it, they came out, looked at it, I can't say enough for all the people that worked on it. With that, through the discussions that we're building, we're talking about we're gonna have to maintain it. We have an old lawnmower that we got used from somewhere that's done a fair thing, it's had a lot of repairs done to it. And we have, Ron Ernst is gone, rest his soul, who's taking care of all the fields and such, and we have Bill that takes care of them a lot. But we need to invest in a good piece of equipment that will last for a long time. Spending money for the township is what makes me nervous. It does. It is your tax money, so we are great stewards on this board of your tax money. We try to spend it the best that we can. When I first brought it up, I said, be careful of sticker shock. Professional mowers can run anywhere from $8,000 to $50,000. They're all designed for a little bit of a different application. I sat down with Heather. We took a look at what's broken down out there, what we actually need to have cut. It's like 6 acres. Now in the spring, we'll be cutting it more frequently than we would come the summer and the fall. But keep in mind, we added to our sprinkling system to get rid of the cacti that was out there, and it's been working very well. We're looking at some signs to put up because we've seen some kids run over the cacti, so we more and more area for people to enjoy. So I spent a lot of time researching mowers, reaching out to people. We always want to try to use a local individual if we can. J&J Farms over here on M120, Scott. It's a very honest individual. I bought my more expensive mower from a place in Freeman Creek by Manistee. His name's Jeff. Very nice individuals, not your typical salesman. Every question I asked him, I had researched, I got a very honest answer. They both recommended the Laser, which is a actual professional grade mower that starts at $12,000. Now we get a bid price, so when we're part of a township, it's called a bid price, so there's only one price that the Exmarks dealers can sell it. And I said, why only Exmarks? You sell multiple other pieces of equipment and multiple other brands. They both said that Exmark, it's really about the customer service. They want uptime on their equipment. So the suppliers in Detroit, you can get parts in a day. Your mower may be down for 1 or 2, so let's say we're having a big event out on the field and we want to get it cut and the mower gets unhappy. They will actually come pick our mower up from J&J Farms, repair it, and bring it back. Seemed very honest. The other thing was the higher end mower has a 5-year contract. The lower end mower had a 4-year contract. I looked at other manufacturers, we're right there with them. You got your bad boy mowers, you've got, I can go on and on and on. I really looked at them. They suggested the Exmark. A lot of it's made in America, a lot of it's supported in America, and we got J&J Farms. So what we got in front of us is also a letter from Scott from J&J Farms. I said, can you explain to me what the difference between the two mowers are? I kind of narrowed it down to. One is a professional grade, one is a home use professional grade. And he goes to explain that the professional grade one is designed for anybody to get on and have more rigorous use. If you got an untrained individual or somebody that needs to just take part of it, it's going to take more abuse. The home one that's designed for commercial, usually sold to homeowners. Usually your homeowners would take more personal pride in taking care of your equipment. So it's more of their baby. They clean it up a little bit more. And he says, I can tell you these two things. I sell mowers and I sell parts. I sell a lot more parts than I sell mowers. I can sell you a little bit higher end mower, which I won't sell you as many parts, and you won't be down as often, you won't be as disadvantaged, or I can sell you the lower one and I can make the money up on the parts. He says, I recommend the higher end mower. So with going through that, we got 2 quotes in front of us. One is going to be what I'm going to say, the lower end, still higher end mower, and then the professional grade mower. So I would like the board to make a determination so we can order it. They also will deliver it and pick it up anytime we need service. And I highly recommend we go right by the book for the service. This mower should last us 15 to 20 years if taken care of correctly. That one good thing about an Exmark, they have what's called a trade-in value. So other manufacturers didn't have this, I found out. So let's say we keep for 10 years, we say that the park is growing more, we need more mowers or whatever, and we trade it in, they gave you, this is what you get for trade-in, which is very substantial. Otherwise, you go to Facebook Marketplace, you deal with a haggling. I thought that was kind of neat on the Exmark side. The other thing that I thought was pretty decent was being able to have it repaired in 2 to 3 business days. And again, the lower one that's in here has a 4-year warranty up to 750 hours. The higher end one has 5-year up to 1,250 hours. It seems like a lot of money to spend for a mower. Had some conversation with somebody that's very intelligent, mentioned purchasing a bigger piece of equipment that maybe we could grow and move into the future, which could potentially be a good idea. Researching these zero turns, I didn't understand the difference or how they rated them. They're rated on how fast can you cut the grass and how efficiently. We pay people to manage our stuff, so the lower ones, I don't know the exact number, so don't quote me on them. Let's say it takes, to mow 1 acre, it takes you, let's just say an hour. The higher end ones have higher blade speeds and are more efficient. It may take you a half an hour to cut that same grass. So that's where the cost kind of comes in too. If you save money up front on a mower, you could potentially cost more on your maintenance down the way. So I'm going to turn it over to the board to take a look at the quotes and make the recommendations. I'm fine with either. I recommend the higher end one because it has a longer warranty and I think the service is better, but I will tell you that spending that type of money for a lawnmower is
Well, one more thing I'll add there, and we didn't take into consideration until Heather reminded us. She's like, and don't forget, we as a township, we can put the paperwork in, become tax exempt, so we can still take a little additional more money off these prices, which, you know, in today's world, everything we can save better, you know.
Ask a question, what's the lower price?
So the
That was just-
lower end, sorry.
No, you go ahead.
The lower end one would be $8,159, and the higher end is $9,599.
So we got a
$1,400
difference of about $1,500. And probably a bigger difference between the two mowers than that.
The commercial grade is really the way to go. They're a lot more heavier duty and they're gonna put up with a lot more. And you gotta remember, we're not gonna have the same employees all the time. You know, we're gonna have guys that will look at a lawnmower and go, this is my first time. And,
Smash it into a few
yeah.
things.
myself, I would go with Brian's recommendation to buy the commercial grade, the Laser E-Series at the $9,599. And I'll make that motion.
Now, you said that this is the price that it would be no matter like what dealer that you. 'Cause
Sorry, we
normally
not
we try
explain
to
that.
get 3.
Yep, so the bid price, Exmark sets it. Their dealers can't sell them any lower or more.
Okay,
they really
so it doesn't
manage it.
matter if we go to a couple more dealers, they're gonna give us the same exact price.
And I got that right out of the dealer in Freeman Creek, which is now owned by a Kubota dealer. I don't remember the name of it. His name is Jeff, very
Okay.
honest.
Yeah.
And I said, hey, I bought my stuff from you. I reached out in the winter. And I said, I want to deal with Scott out here. He goes, he's a great individual. I know him. And he says, the price is the price.
Okay.
And I myself personally have dealt with Scott since he's opened, and I found him to be a very honest, very good man to work with. I've bought several, matter of fact, I bought my lawnmower from him, but I've bought half a dozen chainsaws from him. The one chainsaw that I did have problems with him, I called him up and immediately fixed it at no cost to me. J&J is very reputable. And I put the motion on the board there.
And when I worked at Lowe's, we handled John Deere for a while. Same thing. We couldn't have a sale on John Deere. We couldn't sell a part that wasn't John Deere brand. I mean, that's kind of why we got rid of them, because the public was like, this is way too pinpointed. We were just looking for a rider, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And so John Deere was, they weren't bad to deal with. They were just the same way. This is our price. You don't change it. You don't sell an off-brand part for it. Not, I mean,
Yep.
And that's part of the stipulation of having them.
Okay. Yep. I just
I-
wanted to
yeah.
make sure we're good with our.
I spent a lot of time researching it and talking to individuals, other dealers too. Again, want to try to utilize the local individuals
I
at
like
any time we
that.
can. And J&J, Scott would just, actually, every question I had for him was straight honesty. It was very nice to deal with that individual.
Motion's on the floor.
I'll support.
For the laser.
Yeah. So we are going
For the,
to
yeah, the
for
higher end.
the higher end one, the
Yes.
$9,500 one, right? That's
Yes.
what we're talking about.
That's the motion I made.
Roll call.
That's a roll
right?
call
That's a
vote.
roll call,
Yeah.
okay. Treasurer Jarvis,
Yes.
Trustee Myers,
Yes.
Trustee Beeman,
Yes.
Clerk Delamata, yes. Supervisor Latrell.
Yes, it's painful. Me and Brian know that one's painful.
I know, it's an
painful.
investment to the future.
It's gonna be worth it, but
It'll
it's
last a
still
very long
painful
time.
to say yes.
If it lasts as long as this one that we have right now, then we're gonna be in good
Oh,
shape.
We got our money's worth out of
We
that one.
did.
We
I
got
know.
it for
It's a good
$1,000
mower.
from the city of
And
Muskegon,
to
and we've had it for
clarify-
a long time.
And to clarify, we are still gonna use that mower.
Yes, we are.
You know, that's gonna
It
be
just
more
deserves
for
a
the more
pseudo-retirement.
rugged mowing
Okay.
compared to the up close, cleaner mowing. But the old bomber's still gonna get some work. All right, so then, let's see, we're all done with that one. Let's see, so that's approved. Okay, board comments. Gary?
Well, first of all, I'd like to thank everybody for coming. It's nice to see when we get people to get involved. I'd like to see more actually, but thank you very much for your participation. If any of you have any questions for me at any time, I'll gladly take any questions that anybody has at any time. Thank you very much. I'd like to also thank the board for all the work we did on the budget and everything and the time that we spent. It was a lot more time consuming for my first time around than I thought it was going to be for sure.
Treasurer Jarvis?
I just want to update everyone that the tables and benches that we ordered for the park, that we used the last of our ARPA money on, are going to be installed tomorrow.
Oh,
So soon you can
Yeah.
enjoy them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
pretty
gonna
exciting.
look really nice.
Yes.
They didn't say how long it was gonna take, but I can't believe more than
I
2 days
figured-
probably.
Yeah, yeah,
So
Those guys
hopefully,
work
yeah, by the
fast.
weekend, hopefully they're installed and ready to use.
yep.
I don't have much. Just thank you guys all very much for coming. And good work on the budget, guys, really. It was good. It'll get easier every year. But no, good discussion though
Yeah,
too, you know.
yeah, no, it was good.
Once you
Right.
get all us new guys trained, you mean?
It's intimidating though when you think about
Oh, sure.
budget, budgeting and stuff.
This first round of things has been interesting.
Exactly, yeah. It was good. Good work.
Brian?
to reiterate what Gary said, and everybody, thank you for coming. The weather's getting better, and we really appreciate when the people come out. I may start sounding like a broken record, but I truly mean it takes everybody to make this township work. And there is so much work that goes behind the scenes with this board and the other boards. We got a lot of rock stars. We got a lot of superstars in here in Cedar Creek, and it's great to watch that them work together and the momentum we got. And again, the park's beautiful. It's great to be part of this group, and I really take it seriously, especially with spending the money. I mean, I'm telling you, I've been on nerves. When it's spending my money, it's different. If I'm spending my money, it's different. So with this, you know, that was a lawnmower. We got other things to do to take a look at in the future. We're taking care of our parks and making sure that it looks beautiful 20 years down the road, and so the people that are coming up and starting to move into Cedar Creek can go, wow, they have a lot to offer, right? And, you know, we were good stewards. That's what I want us to be thought of as, because the budgetary work, I said, it's the exciting part. It is a lot of work, but you really, truly learn what's happening in your township, where the money's going, right? And complete transparency and everything was great. And yes, again, thank you for everybody coming out, and thanks again, Andy, for videoing. I've reached out and been talking to some people. There are a lot more people that I realized utilize the recordings. I think it goes a long ways for, like, hey, I just got to get this grass cut today, so you can jump on and you go take a look at that recording. Again, thank you.
All right, well, they used up most of the dang thank yous. But no, same thing. The weather's breaking. I, again, thank everybody for coming, but the weather's breaking. And I really think that we're proving that these community get-togethers are paying off. People are starting to learn who their neighbors are and stuff like that. So and I've talked with these guys, and these guys have been extremely patient with me and helped me out immensely. And I'll get the hang of this, but it's still a step by step. But everybody at home, send me ideas. What you think would be a fun day, whether it be a cribbage day, euchre day, whatever, little walkathon out in the park. But let's get people out of their houses and let's get together and just even if it's one day a month, and just get together, hang out, and get to know our neighbors a little bit. So don't be afraid to send me a suggestion. None of them are dumb. So that's all I got. Again, thanks everybody for showing up. Thanks for the participation as far as the budget and asking the questions, because that's how we all learn. All right. Any public comments?
It's me again. I have to go.
If you're gonna ask all these questions, Nancy, people gotta know who you are.
I'm not disputing hiring an inspections clerk, but all the years I've been coming here, I've never seen this. And I may have missed a meeting where it was discussed. And I assumed that Cheryl's gonna be full-time if we're working on a pension, no?
Oh.
Would you mind explaining this position
So
to
basically,
me and the
So
people?
you wanna do that? or-
basically, it's, Cheryl is, her position is going to reflect what she actually does. So she was serving as deputy supervisor previously.
Right.
Chuck does not have a deputy, but Cheryl spends most of her time working on the building department.
Oh,
She is our front desk person, but most of what she's doing is
She-
the building department.
Yep, she handles all the
Permitting and
permits,
all
all
of
that
that.
stuff.
So it, from an accounting point of view, it makes more sense to be paying her out of that inspections activity than it does to be paying her out of, well, she can't get paid out of deputy supervisor because she's no longer the deputy supervisor. Does that make sense?
$0.
It's
Yeah.
the same amount of pay, it's the same number of hours. It's
Okay.
just that it's, instead of being budgeted here, it's budgeted here.
well,
Yep.
it wasn't explained.
Yep,
so I-
yeah, I'm sorry.
Well, I think last month we had that one budget amendment, and that was
We
exactly
did, and
what
we
it was
talked, yeah,
for, was
yeah,
she was getting paid out of the deputy supervisor's budget money, which we didn't have a deputy supervisor, but what he was, so we had to take her pay and transfer it from deputy supervisor into the department she was actually in. So by doing this transition and giving her this official thing, we don't have to do these amendments.
Okay,
And we budgeted $0 for deputy supervisor because we have no need for one.
okay.
And also in regards to the pension, our deputies do get the pension. All of them are entitled to one currently, so we didn't want to strip that from Cheryl by doing
Yeah.
this lateral change. So just in all fairness, we wanted to keep everything basically completely the same for her. We're just changing her title to make it
Okay.
align a little bit better with
Yeah.
what she's doing.
I just didn't understand, so.
Yep, and Cheryl's kinda like Martha or Heather or whatever, that if she wasn't here,
Oh,
none
I
of us
know.
really have an idea what that job
I
means.
know.
It's the truth. She does a lot up there for sure.
The township does a very good job for us, thank you.
I probably should have said this earlier. This is just a suggestion when you were talking to me about the shed.
Mhm.
Suggestion is when you look at the price of what it's gonna cost to move that and the age of that shed, you might get just as good of a deal of just putting a new shed there.
Structural
That was part of the
assessment.
discussion.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that's
I
why
thought
when
of
we
that
said
after you
Yeah,
explained
well,
it, and I
that's why
thought,
when we
wait.
said that budget, that we budgeted was because it's all based on the price.
Right.
Yeah, if they're coming in and saying it's gonna be $5,000 to move it, and that
Oh,
ain't
yeah,
gonna
Or it's
happen.
gonna
that
fall
shed's
apart.
been there longer than when I
I
started.
mean,
Yeah.
we're hoping we
Right.
can get it probably moved for $500.
And as Chuck said, we want to take care of the other cemetery and hauling the equipment back and forth.
Right.
We're looking at
So-
trailers.
Well, that made perfect
Yeah.
sense to me,
Mhm.
but after we got done discussing that, I'm thinking about the age of that
Yeah.
shed.
Oh,
And the
yeah.
cost of moving it with somebody with liability, I'm thinking, you probably can just get and bring a new shed.
And that is
Right, yeah,
part
we'll have
of
to-
the, let's see how the whole plan plays out.
Yep.
Any more public comments? again, like I said, I appreciate everybody's participation and willingness to ask questions, cause that's what we need to know. So, on that note, we make a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion.
Support.